Hey YouTube, Jim the Giant here, back with another video, and this time I'm going to be responding to JamesCalls' response to Nicole Arbor. I know that's going to get a little bit confusing, but I'll leave a link to all the relevant videos down in the description box if you guys want a bit of context. I know most of you are going to be too lazy to watch all the original videos and stuff, but basically for you people, my stance is that I strongly disagree with the idea that shaming is the way to improve public health. Very much opposed to that. But I also quite strongly disagree with the bulk of the fat acceptance movement because, for the most part, they push excuses for their size, and they give out the message that you can't really do anything about it. It's genetics and poverty and circumstance and all of those things. And yeah, they're certainly a factor, but it's a very disempowering message, and ultimately I think that, if you do want to lose weight, it is something that you can do something about. So let's see what James has to say.
Now listen, there's always a good reason to talk about health, okay? Leading a healthy life is always a good thing, okay? Eating healthy, being active, these are wonderful things to encourage. Always encourage those things, okay? There's a couple things that I want to say, okay, to take into consideration when it comes to being healthy.
Pretty solid video so far. It's kind of looking like this response is a waste of time at the moment, but let's see what else you have to say.
First and foremost, being healthy does not mean you look like a model, okay? It doesn't mean that you're skinny and strong and fit.
I certainly agree that not everybody has to look like models. In fact, it would actually be quite unhealthy for an awful lot of people. Female models tend to be quite underweight, and male fitness models, they quite often achieve those physiques via steroids, and it's physically impossible for a guy who doesn't take them to end up looking like that. So yeah, I agree with you when it comes to people not having to look like models, and then there's also other factors which are going to be beyond your control, such as the shape of your face, the shape of your muscles, not the size of the muscles so much, but if you flex your bicep, how much of the peak there is, whether your abs are symmetrical, whether there's a gap in between your pecs. Those are factors which are just beyond your control. And yeah, I can see that it's unrealistic to expect people to look like that. However, that isn't to say that there isn't a healthy range. For men it tends to be between about 8 and 19% body fat. For women it's 21 to 33%, and individual genetic differences can change that a little bit. Some guys can get down to 6% body fat without having any hormonal issues. Some men can't really get below 10. But there still is that healthy range there, and it doesn't vary as much as people think. If a guy gets up to 30% body fat, unless he's got exceptional genetics, or he's a professional strength athlete or that kind of thing, and even then, quite likely to suffer some kind of medical issues associated with that. And same for women when they get beyond, say, 40% body fat. So yeah, there is still a healthy range there. As for fitness, fitness is a huge part of health. So you can't just say, well, you don't have to be fit to be healthy. Sorry. Yeah, you can get away with it for quite a long time, but it is a huge factor in health. And not being physically fit, it's a big risk factor associated with various other health problems.
Some people can't look like they're healthy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, some people have conditions. Some people have stuff. Okay, I don't know all the science behind it, but not everybody is even capable of meeting this ridiculously high standard society has set for beauty and attraction and quote-unquote healthiness. Another thing to take into consideration is that not everybody can take part in healthy stuff.
So you don't know all the science behind it, but you're convinced you're right for some reason. You read it from a fat acceptance blog or something like that, and you're just taking it as gospel. I'm sorry, but it is pure bullshit. Now, yeah, if you're 500-600 pounds, you probably aren't ever going to reach 15% body fat, but you can certainly lose an awful lot of that weight, and genetically, nearly all of us are capable of getting into that healthy range. And even if you do have something seriously wrong with you, say you're paralysed from the waist down, instead of focusing on what you can't do, you focus on what you can do. You can sort your nutrition out. You can swim. You can use one of the pedal bikes. You could get into disabled powerlifting. There's loads of options out there. Disabled sports are absolutely massive. And if it comes to thyroid problems and that kind of thing, your doctor can do something about that 9 times out of 10. The number of people who just physically can't lose weight is incredibly low. And yeah, I'm not an advocate for shaming. If somebody knows the risks and of the risks of them being the weight they are, and they're happy in themselves and they accept those, I can't. Who the hell am I to tell them how to lead their life? Me telling them how to lead their life would be being quite an arsehole. But I don't appreciate the attitude of, oh well, they just can't do anything about it, because I've had to fucking deal with that myself. Back when I was in my teens, I had family members saying, oh well, you're an ectomorph, so there's no point you even going to the gym because you can't put any muscle on anyway. It's the same fucking attitude, and it's very disempowering.
Exercise, yes, super healthy, super awesome thing that I highly encourage everybody to do. But here's the thing. I don't ever have time to exercise. I want to so bad. So bad.
Absolute fucking poppycock. Come on. You don't have time. What are you talking about? Whenever I hear anybody say that, I'll ask them, how much TV do you watch? Oh, about 2 hours a day. Maybe you watch YouTube videos instead of TV, or listen to podcasts or something. I guarantee you have that time. You don't even have to stop watching the TV. You can be watching it and doing some press-ups, doing some crunches, doing some sit-ups. Go on eBay, get yourself an exercise bike. Don't have the money for eBay? Go to Free Cycle. Ask around. Ask your friend. Do you have some spare exercise equipment? Get some weights. You can do that while you're relaxing, while you're watching TV. I'm sorry, but unless you genuinely have zero free time and you don't watch TV or anything at all, don't even have time for that, then I'm sorry, but I don't have time is not an excuse. And you've had time to make this video, you've had time to watch Nicole's video. You do have time.
I want to get rid of the flab that's on my stomach, because there is flab there, and even though I can hide it quite well, it's still there, and I still think about it, and I still see it when I look in a mirror, and I do have slight confidence issues in regards to that. And I would love to get rid of it. I don't eat tremendously unhealthy. I mean, yes, there are some things that I could fix in my diet. I will be the first to admit that. You see...
Okay, so you've got a bit of belly fat which is making you feel insecure, and you acknowledge that you could be eating a bit healthier. If you eat that bit healthier, you can lose that belly fat pretty quickly. I mean, either stop feeling insecure, lose the belly fat, or stop complaining about it. I mean, come on, what purpose does this serve?
5 days a week. Alright, Monday through Friday, I am out the door by 9 in the morning. And I don't get back until 7:45 or 8 at night. That's my work schedule. You know what I do with the rest of the time? I spend it with somebody that I care about. And so, finding the time to exercise, it can be hard for a lot of people, for people who have to work to pay the bills, for people who have to have a 9-to-5 job.
Oh, cry me a fucking river. Come on. I mean, working a 9-to-5 job, that's normal. I do that, I commute, and I leave for work at 7 in the morning. I get back at 6 if I'm really fucking lucky. I'm staying in the middle of nowhere. I don't have my own transport. The nearest shop is a mile away, and it's a tiny little corner shop. And I'm surviving with just a microwave and a toaster. That's all I've got to prepare healthy meals. But I do my best. Also, I mean, you've got a lunch hour. You can go for a walk. You can go for a walk during that. There's nothing stopping you doing that, or even a jog. And yeah, I don't even have a gym near where I'm staying. You know, this is how I train during the week. And when I get back to my hometown during the weekend, I like to spend time with my loved ones too.
There we go. Up. Easy. Up. Up.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that not everybody has the ability to do these things, okay? Not everybody has the resources to do these things.
They do have the resources. They just can't be bothered. And that's fine. I'm not going to judge someone for that. I mean, we all have our vices, we all have our problems. The only person which is getting hurt by, not exercising or getting morbidly obese is the person it's happening to. It's their fucking life. If that's how they want to live it, absolutely fine with me. But just don't fucking bullshit me. Don't lie to me.
And not everybody has the money to eat healthy, okay? Yeah, eating healthy can be expensive. I mean, you can go get a cheeseburger for $1 or a salad for $6. Are you kidding me? I can get 6 cheeseburgers for that price.
I know there's some differences between the UK and US culture and the economy, the way that I think the meat industry is subsidised over there. Yeah, there's certainly a factor, but rice, potatoes, carrots, those things are well fucking cheap. Buy a bag of potatoes, really cheap, keeps you fed for fucking ages. And yeah, I have been fucking poor myself. I've been so fucking desperate at some point in my life that I've survived on pasta and gravy for 2 weeks. Uh, Being poor is not an excuse to being overweight.
Right? Okay, anyways. To those of you who might have confidence issues, love who you are. Okay? Every bit of you. Love yourself. Okay, you're awesome.
Yeah, people should feel good about themselves, even if they are massively overweight. I mean, yeah, they shouldn't feel like shit about it. They shouldn't let other people bring them down. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't strive to try and improve. If they don't feel absolutely perfect, people should try to strive to improve. I feel pretty good about myself. Most people would be really fucking happy to have my level of fitness, but that doesn't mean that I'm not still trying to get even better.
That is so important. And to those of you who think that being a little overweight is dangerous and disgusting and gross, and you feel like you have the need to shame them into being thin, go f*** yourself.
Nicole made it abundantly clear that she wasn't talking about people a little bit overweight. She was talking about people who are obese or morbidly obese. Why do you feel the need to strawman her? There's enough legitimate shit you can criticise her about. And this is the issue I have with the fat acceptance and body positivity movements. They just cannot, for some reason, debate honestly. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. A video over and out, I guess. See you next time.